Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on BallySpring. As we saw last episode, we were using this baler to do the hay baling, and obviously didn't quite go to plan because we've made quite a lot of bales, but they're all very small. I was hoping it would have been a bit of a bigger baler, but unfortunately it's only doing small bales, and we've got a lot of bales to move now, which obviously ideally would use an auto stacker if I can afford one, or probably lease one. Otherwise I'll have to move them all by hand, which I might do, but I'll see. We've got to be a bit careful with the money though. We've only got 7,000 in the bank, and that's a loan. I've still got a £100,000 loan. We have on the right, although it's a bit difficult to see now, we've still got the straw to bale, and I'm kind of thinking I'm not going to bale it with this baler because that's going to create even more small bales. As you can see on the left here, that's how many bales we've got to move out of that fairly small hay field. I don't particularly want to do that. It's going to cost me a bit to lease another baler, but I'm going to have to, because I don't want to have that many bales to move. Unless, of course, I do. What I could do, actually thinking about it, as long as the auto stacker works, rather than leasing another baler, I've already got all those bales to move. Maybe it'd be more sensible to continue using this baler while I've got it, and then using a bale loader to move them. I don't particularly like using them. I prefer moving them manually because I just don't enjoy it really. But I could lease one as long as it's not too expensive, and as long as it will move those size of bales. They are a bit of an unusual size bale, but as long as it will work. Yeah, let's have a look at this then. How much would that cost to lease? It would be £4,500 to lease the auto stacker. I think I'm going to do it. Which means I'll bale this straw field with this baler still, and then move them all with the stacker rather than manually handling them. It's got just too many really to move by hand once I've done the straw as well. So yeah, change of plan. I will use this baler as I've got it already, and then do it with the auto stacker. As long as the auto stacker moves them, I really hope it does. I wonder if it's probably a good idea to try that first, right, before I do commit to baling this whole field with this baler. I might do that first actually. I'm just thinking on the spot here. I'm just trying to think of what's going to be the easiest for me really, and most cost effective of course as well. I'll drop this baler off. There we go. I think it's a bit slow to drop this baler. It's quite realistic though. You can see the sun going down. There you go. Right, what we'll do, I'll go and get this auto stacker with this tractor. We'll try and move the hay bales. If it doesn't work, obviously I'm going to have to get a different baler as well, and I will have wasted £4,500 as well on leasing the auto stacker. Anyway, let's go down to the shop. Okay, here we are at the shop, so let's get this auto stacker. I think this is the cheapest one ready to go for. It does 180 to 240. Well, my bales are supposed to be 220, so it should do it. Let's just hope it does. Let's lease that then. Right, let's leave us with 2,600 in the bank. Going down even more. But we are, on the positive side, close to selling our crops, so that's good. We'll be selling the first ones in November, which is next month, and then we'll be selling the rest in December, probably. So, yeah, not too long to go until we do that. And that will be a much needed boost to the finances, and I will hopefully try and pay some of the loan off as well. I really don't like having loans. Wow, turning circle on this really reduces, isn't it? I can't get around the bend. That is a full lot. Only just gets around. Okay, let's go back up to the hayfield, and we will try and move all those bales. Well, things are going from bad to worse. As you can see, the bale's not supported. I did worry that that would be the case, even though it says it will do bales from 180 to 240, and these are 220 bales, and yet it can't do it. Well, that's very disappointing. I've just wasted £4,500 on this, and I can't move any bales with it. Well, one thing is, I'm glad I didn't bale all of the straw field as well with that baler, because otherwise I'd have to move all of the bales by hand. But as it is, I'm going to have to move these bales by hand and not the straw field, because I'm going to change the baler, because this is ridiculous. It's created bales that are tiny and can't be moved by any mechanical means. The only thing I can think of doing actually is to use a auto load trailer. When by that I mean one of those ones that loads the bales, like teleports the bales onto the trailer. I really don't like those. I think they're very unrealistic, and I don't generally use them, but I don't know. I've wasted £4,500 now. Do you think I should add that money back in or not? Is that cheating, or is it my fault, or is it not really my fault? Because this says it will do these size bales. It says it will do 220 bales, and these are 220 bales, and it can't do them because it's because of the size of the bale. They're like mod bales, and they're obviously a very unique size, and they're not compatible with any base game equipment. I don't know. This is annoying. What can I do? Should I, if I leased one of these teleporting trailers and then sort of put some of the money back in for this one I've just leased because I can't use it, would that be fair? I'm just trying to think what would be fair for me and to make it sort of realistic as well. Like I could take it back for a refund, basically, is what I'm thinking. Because you do that in real life, can't you? You can take things back for a refund if they're not up to the job. So maybe that would be alright. See, that one will do it, apparently. Although, even they might not be. Because it's such a weird size bale, maybe even they wouldn't work. I think I'm stuck with moving these manually, actually. I think that's the only option. But I'm going to get a different baler, because I'm not moving another field of bales like that. I'm going to move the hay bales myself, but let's look at different balers. Hopefully one that does the normal size bales. These, I know these do. I like these balers. They're just easy, and they're cheap, and they do the right size bales. Twine, I still don't know what that exactly is. I think it's whether or not it needs the twine. I've already got twine in the shop though, so I can lease that. So see, let's look at the price of that. It's only £600 to lease it. Let's do that. But do I give myself a refund? Maybe a partial refund, because then that's sort of keeping everyone happy. Like, I wouldn't get a full refund, but maybe a partial refund. Maybe like, it's cost me £4.5. Maybe if I give myself £2.5 back, because I haven't used it at all. I haven't been able to use it at all, so it's still as new. And I'm not going to get out of this field going that way either, so I'm going to have to return it. That's so annoying. I will also return this thing. And go and collect that one. Okay, right. So I will add some money back, just because I think that's not fair really. It's I won't add the full amount back, because I understand people probably won't agree with me doing that, but I will add £2,500 back into the account, because I think that's a bit unfair, in my opinion. Okay. Right, let's go back down to the shop. Right, here we are back at the shop, and as you can see, I've added a bit of money back in, £2,500, and filled up this baler with twine, so it's ready to go. So we'll head back to the straw field this time, and we'll bale the straw field with the proper baler, which can actually do the correct size bales of a decent capacity bale, so there's not going to be too many of them to move. And then looks like I'll be moving all of the hay bales manually. One of the comments said that on the plus side of having a lot of smaller bales, it will be easier to manage the TMR mixing, because each bale's not going to overfill the mixer. It's going to do it easier to get the right mix, basically mix ratio, which is quite good. So that's one positive of having lots of smaller bales. Obviously the major downside is the handling of them. No auto stacker is going to work, I don't think. and obviously I've got to move them all by hand now, so that's going to keep me busy. But at least the straw bales will be easier to move because there's not going to be as many of those. So yeah, we're going to head to the straw field and bale that. Baling of the straw done, and as you can see, much better. Not too many bales to move. There we go, that's the last bit done. Oh, that's annoying, we're not going to quite get to that extra bale. Don't think I've got enough straw to get that last bale. It's on 76%. But as you can see, yeah, there you go in the background. There's the bales we've got, which is a much more reasonable number to have to move. I could have kept the auto stacker and moved them with that, but it's not really worth it with that small amount of bales. I don't mind moving them, like I said earlier, by hand, just as long as there's not too many. And yes, over the other side of the road there probably is a bit too many, but looks like I'm stuck with it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I can do it. It's not like there's going to be loads of jobs to do over the winter. We are approaching winter time now, so yeah, it's just one of those things. I think just learn from our mistakes and move on. And I won't be using that baler again probably, because it's not a bad mod. It's a nice mod. It's just the problem is the bale size is just so strange. Really, it's they're really small capacity bales, and none of the auto stackers work with them. I'm just seeing if I can just find any more to bale with this baler. I've just folded it up. I should unfold it again. Just going around and hoover up any bits that I've missed, just to see if we can get that last bale out. I don't think I'm going to be able to. There's a few bits of hay dotted about, so maybe I can. It'd be nice to get it, because I've got nearly 7,000 litres in the baler. So if I can get that to make one last bale, it would be good. But it's going to be a bit tedious just going around. I might do it off camera actually, because it's just basically a case of driving around the field looking for little bits of hay to pick up. I don't know whether I'm going to even be able to do it, so I'll come back to you in a minute when I've either managed to do it or not. Okay, there we go, I've managed to just about get to full bale, so I'm just going to unload this. There's no point dropping it in the field, so I'll just unload it in the yard, somewhere over here, and then I'll start moving the bales. I think that'll be the next job. Just let that go, yep, there we go. The baler can be returned, because I don't think we'll need it again this year. The possibility I'll be able to do some silage, because there is a bit of grass growing in the field again, so I might get a cut of silage, but in that case I would need a different baler anyway, so quite a few weeds as well. Maybe I can try and spray them, but I will need to move the bales first, ideally. Well, I could spray over the bales, but I'll try and move the bales first. Okay, so that can be returned. Turn that, yep. Pallet of stuff can be returned as well, twine. Any good deals? Not that I can afford it. No, yeah, tractors, that would be quite handy actually. Landini tractor. Maybe that. Well, everything, well, the baler as well, but yeah, actually the baler. But again, I can't afford it, so not at the moment. Possibly if I have enough money when I've sold something in the next month, but for now we need to focus on moving the bales because that is the main job. Oh, and I've still got all the silage bales on the trailer. First I'm going to need to unload the trailer. So yeah, that'll be what I need to do now, so I'll have to time lapse doing that as well. Unloading all the silage bales, pushing them somewhere out of the way, and then I'll have to move the trailer to the field and start loading the hay bales. We will definitely need the rear weight for this because the silage bales are really heavy, and even with the rear weight I can only just lift 2 at a time. I saw a few comments about, yeah, this tractor really should be able to lift 2 bales without too much issue, so there is, yeah, if you look at this front loader, I think it's possibly the wrong for the tractor, although I don't know how. No, it can't be, because I don't know, it's strange. The front loader looks quite far forward on the tractor. Usually on a tractor you'd get the front loader a lot further back towards the cab. This seems very near the front. It doesn't seem to be balanced very well, this tractor. It's not a great tractor for front loading work, that's for sure. But never mind, it's what I've got for now. I'll probably look at getting a telehandler if I can in the future, but for now, let's get these silage bales unloaded. Got the all the silage unloaded off the trailer. I've just made a start stacking the hay bales out of that field. Unfortunately, they look pretty hard work to stack as well, being so small and they kind of stick to each other. And yeah, it's not the easiest. This is not going to be a fun job, I don't think, but I've got to get it done. I certainly won't do it all today. It'll be probably split over a few episodes, but I will make a start today. I already have made a bit of a start because I've moved a few out of that first area, but we will move into this field as well and obviously get a few done here, but probably actually the trailer's better off sort of lengthways on the field, because like going down the hill, because otherwise it's they tend to fall over going down the hill. So if it's that way around, it's not ideal. But I'm thinking in the game physics, if it's sort of at that angle, they don't tend to tip off the trailer as easily as when they're going sideways down the hill. Anyway, yeah, that's the trailer in position. I can't tow it with this tractor, so I've had to move it with the other tractor. But yeah, we will continue moving these hay bales. So this is all mostly cleared now, this first area, and even just in this area there was so many. There's just like 2 full grab loads plus another 3 here. They're only small. They're only 2,800 litres each. That is so small for a square bale. Usually at least over 3,000. They're normally, yeah, minimum sort of 3,500, I'm sure. Even the round bales are 3,500. These are so small, these bales. I do really regret getting that baler, but if you just have a small farm, I wonder if are they even light enough to move by hand? How heavy are they? No, they're not. What do they weigh? 325 kilograms. I suspect they probably wouldn't be as heavy as that in real life at the size these are. I think they'd be more like probably 100 kilograms at the most in real life. They're not very big at all. Obviously depends on what the material is, but with hay's pretty light. So yeah, I don't think they'd weigh 325 kilograms, but never mind. Anyway, yeah, I will continue moving a few more of these bales until I get fed up. Speak to you soon. Well, I've done a few. It's not the most fun job in the world, and as you can see, they keep sort of tipping over, and they're not the easiest things to stack at all. Normally, bale stacking is quite fun, I find, but these bales are just so small and annoying to pick up. They don't stack very well. I don't claim to be an expert bale stacker, but I am reasonably good at it, I suppose. I've done quite a lot of it over the years. If you've been watching me long enough, you'll know that I've stacked quite a few bales in my time playing Farming Simulator. But yeah, they're not the best. They really look more like bales that you would stack by hand rather than, well, they're kind of a really annoying size. They're like too big to move by hand, but not really big enough to move with a machine. you know, they're hard work to move with the machine. I don't really know. I mean, obviously I'm trying to stack them to the height of the grab, but I think that's probably slightly too high because they do keep falling over. I'll just do one more load and then that'll be it. I can't be bothered to do any more today. I think I'll leave it for another day. I knew it would be hard work. It's obviously going to be a tedious job, but yeah, as you can see, they're not the best to stack. I'll put these on. Well, I've kind of messed this stack up ready on the trailer. I think I'll have to start a new load. They're not very good. They're not stacking well. I'll put those there, and then I'll put the others on top of there if I can. Hopefully without them all falling over again. It doesn't help being on a hill either. I think that's part of the problem. I always find stacking on a hill is quite hard work because the gravity obviously works against me most of the time, and you know, the bales don't stack very neatly and they fall down the hill, so that won't be helping either. But yeah, I'll just put these ones on here and then that'll be it for today. And there we go, hopefully. Right, we're on. Okay. Right. Okay, so we've got probably just under half the bales moved, I would say, today. Maybe around half, but probably just under half. Still got the straw bales to move as well, but they won't be too much of an issue. They can be moved whenever. But the priority was to kind of clear the hay bales at some point. But yeah, there we go. So hope you've enjoyed the video today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.